Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. It's Dreamboat Sketches, and today I'm going to be making a different type of video, which is more of the art commentary type of video. And if you're interested in more videos like this, please comment down how you feel about this video. If you have any more ideas for me to talk about or topics that you want me to talk about, please leave that in the comment section down below, and let's get into this video. I'm going to be sharing my thoughts on art style theft as a whole. Now, I personally feel like an art style is just a collection of different things that inspire you from other people's artwork, and then you take those things and then you make them into your own style. You mold them into your style. You take different things, like for example, if you like the way one person draws their ears, or how this other person draws their eyes, how this person draws their nose, you just see different things in other people's style and then you implement them into your work, and then you form your quote-unquote art style. Now, drawing inspiration from somebody else's work and blatant copying are two different things, don't get me wrong. But in my opinion, what most people call art style theft is most times just an artist implementing something that they liked in somebody else's art into their own, and I personally don't see anything wrong with that unless they're tracing. Artists tend to misinterpret that as art style theft because you'd see somebody who has an art style that might be very similar to yours, and you just automatically assume that that person is copying you is stealing your art style and everything, when the person is most times just drawing inspiration from your work. I understand that some people have even put it that they don't want people in their description, that they don't want people heavily referencing their work or things like that, and I feel like if somebody says that, you should just respect the person's requests and then maybe just not, even no matter how much you like that person's style, to avoid any stress or to avoid any accusations or things like that, you should just avoid using that person's work or as inspiration. I can make a whole other video about art style, which I will probably do because there's just so much to say about it. But like I was saying, in a world full of 7 billion people, I'm sure that there will be somebody out there with an art style that's similar to yours. I mean, 7 billion people, that's like 7 billion people. Like, let that number sink in. Like, that's a lot of people on this planet, and saying that your art style is something that only you have ever thought about it's wrong, because somebody out there in another continent probably has an art style that is very similar to yours. Person might not have even ever seen your work before. People can have ideas that are very similar, and it might just not be them copying your work, it might just be them having their style, and then they would feel confused as to why you're accusing them of something that's heinous as art style theft or something like that. Because at the end of the day, artists draw inspiration subconsciously from their environment and things they see. So your art style that you feel is so unique to you and is all yours might not necessarily be something that you came up with all on your own, because you've drawn inspiration from somebody else's artwork subconsciously, whether you like it or not, or whether you like to admit it or not. You have seen something, you have seen somebody else's art, you have seen people in real life, you have seen things in real life that would just automatically stick to your brain if your brain likes it enough, if you like it enough, and then you just subconsciously want to implement that into your style. So your art style is not something that is completely and totally original to you. So yeah. Now, something that has been on my mind is how we have a popular art style like the anime art style or the cartoon art style, and you can find so many similarities with people who are in the artworks of people who claim to have those styles, or people who have those styles. Let me not say claim. People who have those styles, you'd see so many similarities, like the way they draw eyes, the way they draw body types, the way they draw, you know, an anime style from another different style if you see them side by side. And you might even see two people's anime works that look like they're very, very similar, but you will not see anybody accusing those people of necessarily art style theft. I think that's mostly because of the fact that maybe it's a quote-unquote popular art style and it's something that everybody is allowed to draw inspiration from. So I really want to know, what are we allowed to draw inspiration from? What are we not allowed to draw inspiration from as artists? Because on one hand, the anime style is something that many people it's just a very popular art style that people use a lot. Many people use that style a lot. and then you have an art style of somebody that maybe is not as popular, or maybe like, you know, is only popular on social media, and then you'd see them accusing somebody else from drawing inspiration from their work. And I'm wondering, when is it okay? Like, what is the difference between drawing inspiration from an anime art style and then drawing inspiration from somebody else's art style? So that's open for discussion in the comment section down below. It's just something that's been on my mind. I really do not get it. When is it okay and when is it not okay? But I just feel like the art community as a whole has just become such a toxic place, like especially the TikTok art community, which I'm glad I'm not even on the TikTok art community. I was actually trying to get into the TikTok art community before, but then when I started hearing all these stories about things that have been going on lately, I clocked out. I didn't want to be in that space again, because it just makes it feel like the art community is just a toxic place, and I wouldn't want that. So anyway, that's all. I feel like we just need more love and light in the art community, honestly. And that's all I have to say about art style theft as a whole. I don't necessarily think that most times it's actually somebody like stealing your art style per se. Most times it might actually just be them tracing your work, which is very wrong. Like, don't trace people's work. That's disrespectful and it's very wrong. But I feel like sometimes if you just draw a little inspiration from somebody else's work, it's not necessarily a bad thing, because you would even see, like, I personally, I don't go to art school, but I know that from the videos I've heard and from the things I've heard from people who have gone to art school, most of the time they say that they tell them to study old masters' work, and you wouldn't say they're stealing the old masters' art style. So yeah, that's all I have to say about art styles, and I'll see you in the next video. Tell me if you liked it in the comment section down below. Bye. Thank you so much for watching. If you have anything to say, you can leave them down in the comments below, but make sure your comments are respectful. And if you have any video suggestions, you can also comment that down below. Thank you so much for watching my video once again, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.